I'm Michael Bain, and welcome to Triggered, coming to you as always from Dragon House Studios at the secret hidden bunker in the Rocky Mountains, and brought to you this week by Rock Island Armory. And today I'm going to show you a gun that I know a lot of you guys have been excited about. This is the Military Armament Corporation, which is of course a subsidiary of SDS Imports. They import guns from Turkey, and this is their Mac 2 Tactical. And it is a beautifully elegant tactical shotgun. I've shot a couple of these. I've been kind of in the design loop on this as work was done on it and it was eventually brought to market. But it is an inertia-driven shotgun. We're going to talk a little bit more of that in the next segment. 18.5-inch barrel, 5+1 in the tube, 12 gauge. It has a ghost ring, peep sight on the rear, a blade front sight, also a pick rail section mounted here so you can put a dot on it. Now in this case, I put a Trijicon MRO, miniature rifle optic, which is one of my all-time go-to long gun dots. Great recoil pad on it, and because it's coming from Turkey, you may have heard of Turkish walnut. It's some of the last great wood in the world, and these guns come with wood stocks, and they're beautiful. They are obviously modeled on the Benelli M1, M2 series. The patents on that series has run out a long time back. But Gaines Davis, in working to put this gun together, wanted to create a self-defense shotgun that had everything you needed and not any of the frills. I just got this from my FFL holder. I immediately put in one of my favorite chokes. It's an IM, improved, modified. This choke went through me through an awful lot of 3-gun. It'll get you through the night. Also put on the red dot sight. It's an excellent self-defense gun. Why are inertia guns good? Well, we're going to go into that a little bit more in the next segment, but generally they are dirt reliable. It is a simple system. The other thing about this gun, it is lightweight. This is 6.5-pound shotgun. And finally, I'm going to leave you with this before we talk more about inertia. Its MSRP is $549.99. That's MSRP. It means that likely on street price you're going to be able to find it for a little less. I would also like to mention that the Benelli M2, $1,200, $1,300. We'll be right back. This week's Triggered is brought to you by Taurus USA. Always ready, always bring it. Stoger, everyday tough. SDS Imports, Thesis. Thesis means quality. Hunter's HD Gold. They change so you don't have to. And MTM Case Guard. Quality shooting sports accessories. Welcome back to Triggered, where we're talking about the Military Armament Corporation, SDS Imports, Mac 2 Tactical Shotgun. I love this gun. I love this gun because a couple of reasons. I like the minimalist design for a home defense shotgun. A lot of times you see a shotgun that gosh, it looks like you may be headed to Fallujah next week or possibly going to raid the Balkans. But a shotgun is a great device for defending your home. This shotgun is perfectly set up for that. It has attachments for slings, which you're going to need because a sling is a holster for it. Red dot sight makes everything go better. And the thing, again, I like about inertia-driven is pretty cool, right? You see it in the Benelli M1, M2. You see it in a lot of other shotguns. The first auto-loading shotguns, of course, came from John Browning, the Auto 5, and they were what we call long recoil. That is, when the gun was fired, the barrel and the bolt would lock together, and then everybody would move to the rear. So you had a huge moving mass. I spent a lot of time shooting a Remington 1148, which was a shotgun that came after the Remington 11, which is modeled on, of course, the Auto 5. And while it was a powerful, great 12-gauge shotgun, it was like beaten to death by malevolent dwarves with sledgehammers. Heavy recoil shot, long recoil shotguns recoil a lot. The inertia system, imagine it this way. Imagine that the bolt in this shotgun stays stationary while the entire universe moves to the rear. Bolt stays stationary, universe moves to the rear. As it moves to the rear, there's a great big spring between the bolt, the head of the bolt, and the main bolt itself. And as everything moves to the rear, the recoil moves back into your shoulder. The spring is compressed. And then once again, the spring moves everything forward. So what you have is not that many moving parts. I love gas guns where the gas, bleed off of the gas system, bleeding off the barrel, it's operating the gun. But ports get dirty. There's a lot of reasons why semi-auto or auto shotguns, gas guns can sometimes be unreliable. But generally, inertia shotguns are anything but unreliable. I like this gun. I like this gun because when I say to you, everybody needs a home defense shotgun, well, this is what you ought to look at. Keep the one drawback in mind. Inertia guns are built on balance. Balance is the way of the warrior. They don't like you to hang a lot of crap on them. If you're going to put a flashlight on this gun, you might want to put it at 45-degree angle off this rail farther up. But you can't just hang your aquarium bubbler, your single-serve coffee maker. None of those things are going to work for you. But what you have here is a beautiful classic shotgun from MAC Military Armaments Corporation, $549.99. I can't wait to get this out on the range. We'll be right back. Since we've been talking about a new shotgun, I also wanted to talk a little about an old shotgun. But first, I would like to give an absolute unconditional plug to my friend James Tarr and the book Cascade, The Fallen Republic, book 1 of his 3-book zombie series. I hate zombie books. They bore the living crap out of me. This one didn't. This one is the intelligent person's zombie book. Because a thing to fear more than the zombies is the government. I cannot urge you enough to read this book. Second part of the trilogy will be out 15 July. This will keep you up at night. Finally, an old shotgun. I just kind of stumbled on this cleaning stuff out of the safe. This is the first 3-gun shotgun I ever built. I actually built it for bowling pin matches. It's a Remington 1100 and it's in 20 gauge because we felt like 20 gauge was the ideal gauge to run tables of bowling pins on it. I got the shotgun from my friend Rick Stone's pawn shop in Tampa some time back. I don't know, early 80s, something like that. It was beat up then, and all I did to it is I replaced it with plastic chote furniture because that's what you did back then. I also added a long tube to it. Now this will crack you up. The tube lasted about a week because it was an aftermarket tube and it was essentially, to use highly technical gun terminology, it was crap. And it broke off. So Rick and I went to his shop where he had a metal brazier, and we brazed the tube back together, which you can kind of see where we brazed this back together because I couldn't afford a new one. And it ran constantly. In fact, I still have one of the trophies lying around of a bowling pin match that I think I came in first running this shotgun. It's old. The serial number says maybe like 1965 to 1968. I haven't shot it in years and years and years, but you know what? You got to appreciate an old gun that does everything that you ever wanted it to do. Probably clean this thing, spend a little time with it, load it up with the right rounds, because early Remington 1100s were finicky, and it would do the job. So anyway, I'm Michael Bain. This is Triggered. You can find us every week on michaelbain.tv where there's a vast amount of information for free. We've got links on everything we talk about here. You can also find us on YouTube, still, and Rumble. Plus, we'll even post something on Facebook for you. So, brought to you this week by Rock Island Armory, We'll see you next week.